It's called 10 Years Past Angie. Angie's toenails are Uma Thurman black, blood black, filed square across and peeping out from the hems of her jeans. She blows a perfect smoke ring and she bends at the waist, reaching across the bed to pick up the bottle of gin. Angie's bed is a mattress on the floor. She got rid of the frame herself, she says. She doesn't say why. Ishbel is quiet, taking in the way Angie's hands move, the way she grips the neck of the bottle. There is a time in the future when she will laugh about this, when she will smirk and pull Angie to bits in withering tones. But the residue still lingers, smudged around the edges, last night's makeup. Somewhere in there she's still 15, perched on the corner of Angie's mattress, holding a sour mouthful of gin on her tongue, impressed and awkward and not sure what to do with her hands, and watching Angie's lips as she says, casually, that her father has sexually abused her since she was 4. The people Ishbel goes to school with listen to smoke-spoiled music about hating yourself and wanting to die. Kurt Cobain is just dead and Angie is the queen of bruised glamour. She has ghost white scars up her arms and she knows how to apply eyeliner just like Audrey Hepburn. You need to rest your elbow on a table, she says. Ishbel at 15 wonders why this beautiful shiny bird who has sex and knows the bouncers at the clubs is putting up with her clunky sentences and her patchy henna dye job. Ishbel in the present day sitting in the pub has a fair idea. Angie's coming back to her now, toenails, eyebrows, cigarette smoke curling round her head and the sharp taste of gin. Ugh, because an old school friend back home for Christmas has just told her she ran into Angie in a club. They had danced together, the school friend's dead, and Angie had pouted and ground her hips and taken the school friend aside and licked her ear. Soft little lashes. Then she'd introduced her husband and asked the school friend to come home with them. The thing about Angie, the school friend says, she wasn't ever sexy, was she? She knew the things that other people did that were sexy, but she couldn't ever, abandon herself in the moment. She was just too image conscious, the school friend said. Like building another version of herself, working it in public like a puppet. God, I know what you mean, said Ishbel. Totally. Ishbel older watches Ishbel on the bed watching Angie raise the gin bottle and swig cowgirl cool. It's all a performance, she thinks, but it must have taken a hell of a lot of tenacity to sustain it. Old clothes, lots of old clothes, in a room together, they have a particular smell. Decades of stained-in sweat and mothballs. Ishbel had been wandering around the second-hand shop for about half an hour now, inhaling, swallowing. She was there because the people she admired wore second-hand clothes, compared prices and vintages in the corners of the nightclub she'd recently started sneaking into with a fake ID. Ishbel secretly preferred to copy the other people's clothes, pick outfits from high street stores because she'd seen the combination in a magazine. She couldn't ever trust herself to be original. The freefall scared her and she'd end up miserable and rooted in front of the toilet mirror all night, picking at her ill-fitting hems. But this time, Angie hailed her through a rack of stinking mini dresses. Her arms full of clothes and ideas, and Ishbel bought a woven see-through silver vest with crossover straps. Inhale, swallow. Angie would have bought it herself, but she didn't have Ishbel's fucking lovely tits, she said. They stopped in the cold at a payphone, men's urine frozen solid on the floor, and Ishbel fought nausea and tried to sound normal as she told her mum she'd be having tea at a friend's house and maybe staying over. And then they climbed the hill to Angie's house and raided Angie's parents' drinks cabinet. Angie's parents were away. They went away a lot. Angie and her older sister had the top floor of the house to themselves anyway. Angie and her sister often had terrible fights. She beats me. So hard. Look what she does to me. Ishbel looked at the bruises on the arms and upwards to the scars from the cutting as she was supposed to. They were both sprawled out on the mattress now with the weight of the alcohol in them, Ishbel's hair spilling out onto the floor. Angie rolled round on her stomach and began to make tiny plats in it, stroking the side of Ishbel's face. She's going to kiss me, thought Ishbel. She's going to push down onto me, bring her face to mine, she's going to bite me. She thought about how Angie had brushed against her breast in the changing room and her skin burned. Ish, Angie said. Ish. Ish! I'm going to tell you something I haven't told anyone else. You're going to be the only one who knows, and I want you to keep it to yourself, okay? She motioned Ishbel to sit up. She lit a slow, deliberate cigarette. Ishbel had weathered Angie's decrees about the abuse with what her former self will think, her future self will think is a surprising amount of cynicism. She didn't give me credit for having a brain, she will say in the pub, to the old school friend. Didn't I really take it in? She wonders. Back in the past, Angie is pulling out all the stops. You've got to promise me, Ish, she says, and she is serious. She is vicious. You've got to promise me that nobody else is going to know, because if I get found out, I'm going to fuck you up so bad. Ishbel's nodding. Yes, yes, swear it. Angie hisses through her tiny, pointed cat's teeth. Swear you aren't going to tell another living soul. When Ishbel is offered her parents' life as forfeit, Angie pulls back, straightens herself against the wall. She lets the smoke drift out away from herself. She pauses. She's silent, dramatic. Ishbel's mesmerised by the eyeliner again. It's so neat. She almost misses the first words of the speech. I'm going to kill myself on Thursday. My mind is completely made up about it. There's nothing you can say to stop me, so please don't think you can. I've got pills, yeah? I've been collecting them for months and I've got enough now. I'm going to do it. I want to die. I wanted to tell you because I know you'll understand and I know you can trust you. It takes some time to push back through that decade-hardened derision, to remember how Ishbel felt feeling that, what she did, how she went about the next few days with the clock ticking down to Thursday. Angie was going to die that week, and spending time with her, being her sole confidant, her trusted messenger, well, it was an honour. Angie had decided she wasn't long for the world, and it looked good on her. Sarah promises. Promises, mind, she won't tell anyone. Good, Ishbel says, because she only told me, I'm the only one who knows, and she explains and Sarah's mouth goes all big. But of course we have to stop her. Ishbel feels Sarah maybe doesn't understand. She has to clarify it. She's really damaged. Her dad has, well, it's not a slowly happy home. Angie's boyfriend was up at the benches by the bandstand drinking beer with a couple of boys. Angie's boyfriend was in the year above Ishbel's at school and she'd never really spoken to him, although they'd been to parties together. His shoulders were broad and black leather, he was tall, there was a guitar case at his feet, Doc Marten boots, Docs, called them Docs. Ishbel had been to hear his band play 2 weeks ago, they were called Rush, everyone said they were really good. I have to speak to you, in private. The boys all around him started going, ooh, and he smirked back at them, held his arms outstretched. I'm a taken man, babes, eh? What can I say? Ishbel flushed and pitched one stupid arm around her middle to hold her stomach in, shivered. It's really urgent. The other boys shrieked and he grinned and he bowed to them, did a little royal wave. But he came over. You know how me and Angie are really good friends, right? Christ, I mean, I had to tell someone, Ishbel says, older, in the pub. You fucking relished it, though, she doesn't say. Angie sneaked around them anyway. She took her pills on Tuesday. Not enough to kill her, but enough to knock her out. Enough for a stomach pump and a spell in the young person's unit. Ultimate certification of bruised glamour. Ishbel remembers detergent now, the noise of her boots on the parquet, the words of a song they were all listening to that year in her head, visiting hours, or 9 to 5. There were 2 other people there for Angie when she got there, a boy and a girl. Both of them were older than Ishbel, shabby, wonderful clothes and particular haircuts. Angie was in the recreation room smoking. She had shaved her head, felt like it, she said. She rolled her eyes at the older couple, yawned pointedly if Ishbel said anything. Well, I'd done my bit, hadn't I, Ishbel will say to the old school friend in the pub. I'd alerted the troops, I'd got her the attention. I was supposed to do what I did the same way as she calculated the dosage. And across the pub table she attempts a bitter laugh, but it doesn't quite come out like that, and her skin burns again. Upstairs at Angie's parents' house, Angie coaches Ishbel into her new silver vest. We'll wear it out to this brilliant techno club I go to tonight. Last time I went there, these drag queens wandered around with buckets full of ice poles for everybody. It's brilliant, for free. Put it on now. Shy, Ishbel does some manoeuvring under her t-shirt. Oh, come on, Angie says. Ishbel yanks her t-shirt off and flounders in her bra at the straps, the crossover straps. Angie rocks back on her heels and says, you need to take that bra off. It's too see-through. There you go. Look at yourself. You've got such sexy tits. I wish I had sexy tits like yours. Standing behind her, cupping, squeezing upwards. Soft little pinches. Check me. I'm a wonder bra, a one-woman wonder bra. Ishbel feels fleshy and crosses her arms and says, don't. But she likes it. She turns round. She says, oh, Ange. Christ, Ange. We aren't going to talk about it anymore, Angie says. We're going to go out and I'm going to do your makeup. Thank you.